So I'd like to introduce briefly about EANET. Actually, EANET started from a very narrow topic, so asset deposition. So it's quite a long time ago. It's maybe 100 years topic. So asset deposition, including wet deposition, so-called acid rain, but also dry deposition. So which cause impact on the ecosystem and materials. So this is actually not a primary problem. It's a secondary. It converts from precursor and sulfur dioxide, NOx, and to sulfate nitrate in the water, and then deposit on the surface. So, but this problem is regional, not local. So it's quite difficult to target. So that's why EANET we establish a regional monitoring network. So basically we have the same sources as air pollution. So next slide, please. So that is a very nature. Our next slide, please. Yeah. So it's a very nature. So we move on to the air pollutants. So air pollutants, everybody is familiar with, also primary emission and secondary, for example, ozone, and also part of primary, part of secondary is the PM. For example, there are some sulfate nitrate and secondary organic. So this is involved with our current monitoring activities. So we developed from acid deposition only to the air pollutant. Next slide, please. Yeah, actually, as I mentioned, EANET, we are quite old one project. So start in 1998. So this so we start to establish some organizations. It's the IG, first international government meeting, and after that, 2000 years we start to monitoring, and we continue monitoring until 2021. So 2 years ago, we start this so-called annex supplement document. So we start to cover air pollutants. Next slide, please. Yeah, currently we have 13 countries. We have 60-something pollutants or deposition monitoring stations network, and we also have eco impact monitoring, which is different from regular monitoring stations. We have a water, surface water monitoring. We have a forest monitoring. So this is basically our activities and monitoring sites. We start monitoring from 2000. So right now it's almost 23 years. Next slide, please. Yeah, the purpose of EANET is we provide monitoring data. Not only monitoring data, we also involve the emission data and ask other analysis like monitoring, modeling. So the purpose is we provide monitoring data. We produce our products like annual data report. Every year we publish a data report. Every 5 years we have a periodical report, and we provide those data to the scientific community and also the policymaker. So this is our data item. So we have 60 sites. 26 is urban. We have a rural site, and we also have 21 remote site. So we measure dry deposition or air concentration, and we measure wet deposition. And we also have 19 eco-impact sites, which is 16 soil and vegetation site, and 6 inland aquatic site and catchment. So this is a very actually it's a very big monitoring network, and it's very difficult to maintain the data quality. So we also have an inter-laboratory composition for QC. So this is our recently published periodic report. Next slide, please. So I'll go through this written periodic report very quickly. I don't want to go to country by country or by site. It's just a general idea, give you ideas of what we found in past 20 years. So those green one is a good positive signs, and the red one is not so good. So you can see for sulfur dioxide and sulfur dioxide related to the sulfate in the PM, sulfate in the rainwater. So we can see it's already improved very much, especially in China and Southeast country. But for the PM and PM 2.5 and PM in some countries still at a very high level. For example, Ulaanbaatar and Jakarta and some city in Vietnam still have a high concentration, and also PM10 concentration is high in very active local construction or road dust problem. Next slide, please. And for well deposition, which is we mainly target is acid deposition. So for sulfur dioxide related sulfate, it's also decreased. However, nitrogen deposit as some size is still high. So even pretty high, but still a little bit decreased. So this will use a statistical model to analyze our huge data. So all this number means decline trend. So we already found the sulfate and nitrogen decline, but not sulfur dioxide decrease very much. Next slide, please. And on the other hand, it's other problem, other issue is not secondary air pollutants related to the VOC and the NOx. It's the ozone problem. Ozone is actually emerging or come significant air pollutant problem. NOx problem and ozone problem still at a very high level in among most EANET country. So we see increased trend even in some countries, and also involved in very complicated chemistry. Sometimes a negative response or negative sensitivity means you reduce some NOx, but you see ozone increase a little bit. So it's very complicated, non-linear problem. Next slide, please. So this is a long-term ecosystem monitoring data. So we see inland water, which is directly linked with wet deposition, precipitation. So we see recovery from acidification. So sulfate concentration is decreased. However, the soil and the trees, we now see very significant change because this is a very complicated system. So it's a long-term monitoring we need to continue. So this is also the EANET is a task. Next slide, please. Okay, so about monitoring activities, our co-activity, we call co-activities. We continuous, almost the same monitoring plan. But we, for the future, for the new problem, we have a so-called EANET project fund mechanism. This is a new mechanism. So every year we call for the proposal, and our decision-making body in intergovernment meeting to decide which project we will conduct. So in next year. So currently we have many few projects, including the VOC and local sensor we call hybrid air quality monitoring network. We try to combine the local sensor with our regular monitoring methodology. And next slide, please. Yeah, my colleague will introduce VOC project and local sensor project, which is main topic of today, so I don't want to go very much. We will see actually so related to the health. Some we will see are toxic. Not all of we will see are toxic. Some we will see is biogenic. It's harmless. But still, some we will see is toxic, and also we will see involved in ozone, and also involved in ozone chemistry, photochemistry, so which is in the center of chemistry, so it's important. So next slide. And we also try to use low cost sensor. I mentioned many people, maybe later, my colleague also give an introduction about this. So we try to combine. Okay, so this meeting is in Thailand, and Thailand is actually, I will say Thailand is in Thailand, and Thailand as a country is very active in EANET activities involved in monitoring. This is a site in Thailand, and Thailand also involved capacity building, like training, workshop, many activities. So we like to say thank you, Thailand. Next slide. Okay, I think this is the last map. Oh, okay, this is my last slide. So actually, when the monitoring data was shared with open for the public, you can just log in and register and get the data. It's very easy, and maybe some maybe the website a little bit tricky, but you just find here, so you can get the data there and also report. So this is my last slide. Thank you very much.